I'm so excited for today's video. Today I'm going to be walking you through my wedding onboarding process. So if you haven't met me before, I'm Manali. I'm a wedding photographer and an educator based out of Charlottesville, Virginia. And I'm so excited for today's video because I feel like not a lot of people always talk about this part of the process, but it's a super, super vital and important part of the process with your wedding clients. And so I'm going to dive in deep and just go in depth behind the scenes on how I do this for my own wedding clients. So when my clients have filled out their contract and proposal and signed that through Honeybook, which is the client management system that I use, and once they have paid their retainer fee, they are officially booked. So right after they book, I want to keep the excitement of that still going really strong and carry that out through the wedding process and start off really strong and make sure that I'm affirming them that they made the right decision in booking me as their wedding photographer. So I send over this little box full of goodies. I got the box from HB Photos. If you're looking for something, it was a little bit more to emboss it with my logo, but I just love how it looks, and it's like a nice and big box that you can fit a ton of things in. So I actually send over a bridal guide. So this is the one, the template is by Caitlin James. She sells it in her shop. So I really love sending this out. They always love getting this in the mail. I will also generally pop in like a little photo frame for them to put an engagement session photo in there eventually once they have that done. And I also include a handwritten note that's like me thanking them for booking and just how excited I am. Again, just really like celebrating with them along the way. So I just wanted to show you a little sneak peek of what that gift looks like for me. I always send that out through USPS, click and ship. You can schedule them to come to your home and pick up the package so you don't even have to go to the post office. I send them a really big email back. First off, I take the first couple of sentences just to say how excited I am for them. I just let them know that like booking a wedding photographer is a huge step in the wedding planning process. I'm so honored that they're trusting me with their wedding day photography because it's not something that I take lightly, and that I'm just celebrating with them, and I'm so excited to kick off the process with them. Cheers is a part of my brand, and so I really want to bring that celebratory aspect to it right from the get-go. So that's what the first part of the email is like, and then I go into just like communication outlines and stuff like that. So I let them know my general office hours and let them know that they can always receive a response back from me within 20 to 48 business hours. I also let them know that I am terrible at texting, and so if they have any photography related questions, to just send me an email and I will send them back a response within that time frame, and that they're going to get 100% of me when I'm in my inbox. Next, I let them know that they should go and like the Facebook page and follow me on Instagram if they aren't already, because that's where I post all their sneak peeks and that's where they're going to see their first images. And I will also go through and follow them on Facebook or on Instagram. I love having that personal connection with my clients. It's so fun for me to see when the bride has like picked out her dress or like found the florals or is like on her bachelorette trip and stuff like that, and like I'm able to establish a better personal connection and just get to know them better throughout the whole process. And I actually pepper in some of like those personal things and emails throughout the whole process to personalize the entire process. I use email templates and I use client questionnaires that are in the resources shop that you can find on my website. But I always tell people to take your templates and use that extra time that you have, that you don't have to type everything out like over and over again, to really personalize that experience for your clients and like take it up a notch. So that's kind of the reasoning why I do follow my clients on social media. The second part of the email goes into starting to plan out their engagement session right from the get-go. So I start this process right away. I let them know, like, here's your engagement session style guide. Mine is just a page on my website that's just private, so they need the exact link for it. And that has a ton of info on different location ideas based off of what type of couple they are, when the best timing to do it is, how to like prepare for it, just all the great stuff. It's like a ton of great info for them to look through and help them decide and help them start planning out their engagement session. I have a questionnaire attached to this initial email. First, asks for both the bride and the groom's first and last name. I'll ask for their Instagram handles and their Facebook names so that I can follow them on social if they're comfortable. And then I ask them really fun questions to get to know them a little bit better. I actually use that to help write my blog posts for the engagement session. So that way it's not just like a template blog post. I'm able to personalize that as well and go in a little bit deeper and show that I do actually care about the details, do care about their story, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. So I asked them about when they met, what they most admire in each other, which is like the sweetest answers, their proposal, what they're most looking forward to in their marriage, what their favorite date night spots are, like what they like to do. I ask her about what her favorite places are to shop. I go into talking about the engagement session. So I link out to that engagement session style guide. I list out some times that are good for engagement sessions with like the best natural light, depending on the seasons, and let them know some like open dates that I have coming up. And I give them the link to just go and schedule that engagement session whenever they have a chance. If they like know a specific place and they have a couple of dates in mind, they can literally do that once they have like a couple of days after they've booked their wedding photographer, which makes the whole process so simple. So that's the engagement session part of the questionnaire. And then the last part of the questionnaire will ask them if they have any set ceremony or reception times. And I actually take that info, and once they've submitted that questionnaire, I start planning out the wedding day timeline from pretty much the week that they book. I love planning it out this far in advance because generally, like, if you start to plan out the wedding day timeline, like wedding day photography timeline, like 2 months before, even 3 months before the wedding, maybe there's things that are set in stone that don't quite work out with the natural light. But from there, I create the draft wedding day photography timeline, and we'll actually send that to them within like a week or so of them booking. So that's a little bit about the questionnaire, and then the last part of the email really just walks through like timeline of the entire experience from start to end. So I'll let them know, like, please get the questionnaire back to me within like a week. We'll start planning out your engagement session. Your engagement session images will be delivered within 2 weeks after your engagement session, because like that's always like one of the biggest questions that people have. I let them know that we'll start talking wedding day timeline and make sure that that's confirmed 3 months out from their wedding. So I revisit it 3 months before the wedding day, but we've already talked about it from the very beginning. I let them know that the questionnaire with all the details that I need to photograph the day well will be sent to them 2 months out, and then that I do a week of wedding day call. So I'll let them know all of this like up front, and that their wedding day gallery will be delivered within 3 to 5 weeks. So this is all spelled out, so that way they're never like going through the whole process and kind of questioning like, okay, what's coming next? Like, do we need to reach out to her? Like, they kind of have it all listed out for them in this email. And then I let them know if they have any questions about anything, obviously, to reach out. But that's a sneak peek into the process that I use when my wedding clients book to keep the excitement going really, really strong right off the bat. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned at all, feel free to drop it in a comment down below. And if you're not already following along on Instagram, be sure to click over there. I'm at Manali Sontake there, and I give a ton of different like wedding photography and business related tips and advice over there as well. I can't wait to see you guys for the next video, and let me know about what you guys are going to include in your own wedding booking process.